Hello, class, and welcome to your English lesson for grade 7. Today is the 21st of July, 2020, and today our topic is school subjects. School subjects are the things that we learn at school. When we go to school, each day we learn different things. Sometimes we study Khmer, sometimes we study English, sometimes we study Korean, and other topics. So today we will learn the words for school subjects. First, let's look at the new vocabulary. If you want to look at the new vocabulary, you can find it in the student book on Lesson 23. Lesson 23 in your student book, and you can find the new vocabulary. Look at the new words and practice saying them after me. Physical education. Physical education. Sometimes we call physical education PE for short. PE, or physical education. When we study physical education at school, sometimes we play sports like football or taekwondo. Sometimes we practice running, or we do other exercise for our body. Physical education. Physical education. Art. Art. Sometimes we study art at school. We learn to paint a picture, or we learn to make a sculpture, or draw, or many other ways to make beautiful art. Art. English. English. English is the most popular subject in many schools. Many students want to study English so that they can go to another country. English. Geography. Geography. When I study geography, I learn more about the world, about different countries, and also about mountains and rivers and oceans and many things that you can find on the earth. Geography. Geography. Health. Health. When we study health at school, we learn about things that make us sick, how to get well, how to eat healthy food, and how to take care of our body. We learn health. Health. History. History. When we study history, we learn about what happened a long time ago. Sometimes we study history for our own country, and sometimes we study history from the whole world, from many different places. History. Math. Math. When we study math, we learn how to use numbers. We can make equations, and we can solve problems using math. Math. Music. Music. When we study music at school, we learn to read music. Sometimes we learn to play an instrument, like the piano. And sometimes we learn to listen to different kinds of music. 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 Science. Science. When we study science, there are many things that we learn. We might learn about biology. That is the science of life. We might learn about chemistry, the science of chemicals, or many other things that help us understand the world. Science. Science. Spanish. Spanish. Spanish is a foreign language that comes from the country of Spain. People in Spain and in many parts of Central or South America speak Spanish as their first language. Spanish. Now, let's look at your grammar lesson for today. If you want to follow along, you can look in the student book at Lesson 23. Today's topic is talking about time. How do we tell time in English, or when we talk about things in time during our English conversation? Today we will look at how to tell time in English, and also on and at. On and at. When to use on and when to use at when talking about time. Here are 3 examples of time. Look at the first example. The hour is 8 and the minute is 5. The hour is 8 and the minute is 5. But when we read this time in English, we say 8:05. 8:05. We say O because there is a 0 before the 5. 8:05. Look at the next example. The hour is 1 and the minute is 30. The hour is 1 and the minute is 30. So we can say 1:30. 1:30. Look at this hour in the last example. The hour is 3 and the minute is 0. The hour is 3 and the minute is 0. We can say 3 or 3 o'clock. We can say 3 or 3 o'clock. What time is it? Can you tell me how to read this time in English? The hour is 10 and the minute is 0 and 7. How do you read this in English? You could say 10:07. 10:07. Let's look at another example. What time is it? The hour is 11 and the minute is 59. How would you answer to tell the time? You could say 11:59. It is 11:59 59. What about this time? What time is it? The hour is 6 and the minute is 0. The hour is 6 and the minute is 0. You can say 6 or 6 o'clock. You can say 6 or you can say 6 o'clock. What time is it? 6 o'clock. Now that we know how to tell time in English, let's look at two words that help us with time: on and at. On and at. We use the word on when talking about a day of the week. We use the word on when talking about a day of the week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. For example, when do you study music? I study music on Thursday. I study music on Thursday. On. We use on for days of the week. At. We use at when talking about the time, the hour, and the minute. We use at. So for example, at 1 o'clock, at 8:30, at 5:15, at 7:45, at 6:20, or we even use at for noon, which is 12 o'clock p.m. in the daytime. At noon, at noon. Or we also use it for 12 o'clock a.m., which is at nighttime. At midnight, at midnight. There are three words that we do not use on or at when talking about time. We do not use on or at when talking about these words: yesterday, yesterday, today, today, tomorrow, tomorrow. Do not use on and do not use at when talking about yesterday, today, or tomorrow. Let's look at some examples. See if you can answer with on or at. Example number 1. I have English class Tuesday. Can you guess if the correct answer is on or at? What about example 2? My science class is 2:10. On or at? Which answer is correct? Here are the correct answers. For the first example, I have English class on Tuesday. My science class is at 2:10. On for days of the week, at for time, hour, and minute. We have music class at 1 o'clock. At. Math class is on Monday. On. Why at 1 o'clock? Because of hour and minute. Why on? Because of the day of the week. Here is an example using both on and at in the same sentence. My science class is on Thursday at 8:10. On Thursday at 8:10. Day of the week, time. On Thursday at 8:10. Now, let's take a look at your homework for this week. Number 1, write 5 sentences about your school subjects using at and on. You can look back at the video, or you can look in your student book in Lesson 23 for the words about school subjects. Write 5 sentences. For example, I have English class on Tuesday at 10:30. Write 5 sentences like that about your school subjects. Number 2, complete pages 78 and 79 in the Connect 1 student book. This is Lesson 23 from your student book. Number 3, complete the extra grammar worksheet. I will send you the extra grammar worksheet on Facebook Messenger. When you have completed the exercises, writing 5 sentences in your notebook, completing the student book exercises, and completing the extra grammar worksheets on your own notebook paper, take a photo of each exercise and send it to the teacher. As always, if you have any question, you can send the question to the teacher or to the Facebook Messenger group. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you keep practicing your English every day. Goodbye.